Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class, in this chapter, that is metals and non-metals, we were talking about the uses of the metals, as well as we have also seen what are the different properties of the metal, how they used to react differently with the different chemicals. And we have also seen that what are the different methods by which we can prevent corrosion. So we have understood the concept of corrosion and what are the different methods that we can apply, that we can use in order to prevent corrosion. See students, if we talk about the uses, so the things that we have seen in case of the uses of the metals. So the first metal is of iron. So we have seen iron, how iron is useful to us. So we have seen that since being a good conductor of a heat, it is used for making utensils. We have also heard that we used to make sheets of iron, we used to make bar of iron. So iron bar and iron sheets are prepared with this metal. And you see students that iron sheet, iron bar, they are helpful as they are used in making they are used for the construction purpose. So we can say here that in order to make building, in order to make houses, in order to make any kind of a construction purpose, we use iron. Second thing, and the reason is students because of its high tensile strength. Second is the student aluminium. So how we use aluminium? Basically aluminium is what? That is also a kind of a cheap metal, and this one is used up since you see that aluminium is a very good conductor of heat and electricity, and because of its nature, because of this property, aluminium is used in making electric wires. It is also used in making utensils. You see, we know that silver is a very good conductor. It is the best conductor of heat and electricity. But instead of that, we use another one, and that is aluminium. So the reason of using this the aluminium instead of a silver is that in case of silver, it's quite costly. Aluminium is present in a large amount, so we can say that it is much better replacement of that of the silver. So we know that a lot of electric wires are made up of it, and utensils are also made up of it. Now aluminium is not only used for that, but we know that it can be drawn into thin sheets. So because of this property, aluminium foil is also used here. Metallic paint, in case of a metallic paint also aluminium is used. Later on, we came to know about that of the copper students. So in case of a copper also, you see copper wires. We have heard about copper wire and copper utensils. So being a good conductor of a heat and electricity, again this is used for making the electric wire and that of the utensils. Copper is also used for making statues, and the reason for using the copper as a statue, since it is having the luster property. We have also seen nickel and chromium students. So we know that since nickel and chromium both are supposed to be used as a alloy. So basically they are used in making the stainless steel. So we can say that nickel or chromium is used in making alloys. Then silver is there, gold is there. So silver and gold, since they are having the luster property, so they are used in making the jewelries. There are a lot of other metals are there students, so we will continue with the same. So here next one is lead. Let me write it, that is uses of metals. Uses of metals. So if we talk about lead, so what are the different uses of the lead? Lead is used in making X-ray machines. So it is used for shielding in X-rays shielding in X-ray machines, nuclear power plant, plants, labs are there. Then military equipment, military equipment is made up of it, and other places where radiation can occur, other places where radiation can occur. So we can say here that lead is used for shielding in X-ray machine, it is used in nuclear power plant, it is used in military equipment, it is used in lab, and it is also used into the different places. So these are what, students? These are some of the uses of the lead. Next one is zinc. So zinc. How zinc is used? So zinc is used for galvanizing. I told you when we were talking about the galvanization process, so we said that zinc is used for galvanizing. So zinc is used for galvanizing iron to protect it from corrosion. Or to protect it from rusting. So zinc is used in the galvanization process where the layer of the zinc is made over iron, and ultimately this will help in protecting the iron from rusting. So this is the use of zinc. Next one is mercury. How mercury is used? Mercury is also a metal. We know that it is very sensitive to the temperature, so it is used in thermometer. So we can write it that mercury is very sensitive to heat, thus used in thermometer, also used in barometer. Mercury very sensitive to heat, thus it is used in thermometer as well as it is also used in barometer. This is the uses of the metal. So we have seen all the uses of the different metals, students. Moving on, and now we will look after the uses of the non-metals instead of seeing the metals that we have already discussed. Now let us see the uses of non-metals. Uses of non-metals. If we start with the first one, students, so the first one is phosphorus. First one is phosphorus. So basically phosphorus is used in making phosphoric acid as well as it is also used in making fertilizers. Lot of fertilizers are there like that of NPK students, which is used in making which is used as a fertilizers. So we can say here there it is used in making, first one is it is used to make phosphoric acid, used for making phosphoric acid, fertilizers, then tips of matchstick, as well as in rat poison. So phosphorus, it is used in making the phosphoric acid. It is also used in making the fertilizers. The tip of that of the matchstick is also made up of phosphorus, and it is also used in rat poison. Moving on, and we will see the next one is of chlorine. What happened in the chlorine? Chlorine is basically, there are a lot of uses of the chlorine in which one is also used in the treatment of plant. So we can say here there that it is used for making chemical bleaching powder. Making chemical, that is bleaching powder, as well as sterilization of water and sterilization of water. Making chemical bleaching powder and sterilization of water. Okay, so chlorine is used in clearing the water. It helps in killing the bacteria which is present in it. So it is used in making the bleaching powder, that will also help in the chlorination of the water. Next one is iodine. So use of iodine is, it is used as an antiseptic, and for making iodized salt, Okay, so it is used as an antiseptic as well as it is also used for making iodized salt. Okay, so this is the use of that of iodine, students. If we talk about the next one, that is of sulfur. In case of sulfur, so sulfur is used in making the chemical compound like sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, it is used for making the chemical that sulfuric acid. Then also in making sulfates, used in vulcanization of rubber. Okay, used in vulcanization of rubber. Used in vulcanization of rubber. Also used in making gunpowder and dyes. In making dyes and gunpowder. In making dyes and gunpowder. So chemicals which is made up of the sulfur is sulfuric acid. Sulfate is there, used in the vulcanization of the rubber. Finally, it is also used in making dye as well as in making gunpowder. So these are what? These are the some of the uses of the sulfur. Moving on, and we will see the uses of nitrogen. So nitrogen, again I told you it is used, first of all it is used in making fertilizers as well as it is also used in making the chemicals. So we can write it, used in making fertilizers, then also used in making ammonia, then nitric acid, etc. So nitrogen is used in making fertilizer. It is also used in making ammonia as well as the nitric acid. These are the uses of nitrogen. Then you will also see the use which include, that is of oxygen. So how oxygen is helpful? Basically, oxygen, we know that useful for the process of respiration. So help in combustion, respiration, and various life processes. Various life for combustion, respiration and various life processes. That is use of oxygen. There are some of the other nonmetals like that of a diamond, which is a form of a carbon. And because of its property of hardness and luster, first of all it is used in making jewelry. Also it is because of its hardness property, it is used as a drilling equipment. So we can write it that used to make jewelries, used to make jewelry, used as cutting and drilling equipment. Cutting and drilling equipment. Okay. Later on, student, there is another non-metal and that is graphite. Graphite is used in pencil lead. Is used in pencil lead. It is used in pencil lead. Also, it is used as a zinc carbon batteries. So we can write it as a zinc carbon batteries and brake shoe. So this is what these two are the form of carbon. So we can say that these are the uses of carbon. So we have seen uses of metal as well as we have understood the uses of the non-metals also. There is a term, students, which we call as metallurgy. You see, we are continuously saying the term that we use to obtain these elements from the earth crust. Basically, we do not obtain it as such. Like if suppose we are obtaining aluminium, it is not that we used to obtain it in the pure form. So what we have to do? We have to make it to undergo in such a different process in which we will extract that of the metal as well as purify it. And this whole process is known as by a term that is called as metallurgy. That is called as metallurgy. Called as metallurgy. So we can write here that there are few terms, students, that you have to understood. That is, first term is ore. What is ore? Metal actually do not exist in a free state, but it always occur in a combined state. Means it may be combined with the different elements together, and we have to separate it from each other. So the combined form of the metal is called as ore. So we can write it here that metals are found on the earth crust, found in the earth's crust, in the earth's crust, in the form of compounds called ores. So what is ore, students? This can be asked. So you will write that the metal which exists or which is found in the earth crust in the form of a compound, that is called as ore. Now what we have to do, that this ore may contain a different element and we have to separate them from each other. So we can say here that this is consisting of ore consisting of the impurities. Metals with impurities. So it is important to remove that of the impurities from the metal, and the process of extraction and removal or purification of the metal from its ore is called as metallurgy. So we can write it here. Metallurgy is what, student? The process of extraction of a metal in its pure form, from its ore is called metallurgy. Metallurgy is called metallurgy. Okay. So there is a process in which we used to extract the metal from its impurities, from its ore, is called metallurgy. Students, the process of the metallurgy involves few steps in which we used to remove the ore, remove the impurities from the metal. So let us write it, that what are the different steps involved in the process of the metallurgy. So we can write here the first one is removal of external impurities. Removal of external impurities. Removal of external impurities from the ore. From the ore. Removal of external impurities from the ore. This is the first step. Second step is, that is, conversion of metal compound into its oxide form. Into its oxide form. Third step is, that is, conversion of metal from its oxide. Conversion of metal from its oxide form to free metal. To free. And finally, fourth one is, that is, purification of impure metal. Purification of impure metal. Purification of impure metal to obtain pure metal. To obtain pure metal. Basically, the first steps which is involved in the metallurgy, you see the ore consisting of a lot of impurities, lot of external impurities are present there, and it is important to remove that external impurities. So the first steps involves the removal of the external impurities from the ore. Second step, students, now the impurities is removed, so it is important to convert the metal compound into its oxide, because when we convert the metal compound into oxide, it is quite easy for us to get that of the metal from the oxide. So at first we will convert the metal compound into its oxide. Third one is the conversion of the metal from its oxide to free metal. Now we have converted it into the metal oxide, and finally we will convert that metal oxide into free metal. Now this free metal is also consisting of impurities, so in order to remove that of the impurities from the free metal to make it a pure metal. So these are the steps involving metallurgy. Moving on, students, and we will see a last term, and that is called as alloys. What is an alloy? Alloy is what? It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metal, a metal or a non-metal, or two or more non-metal. So we can write it, that is alloys. Alloys are the homogeneous mixture It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metal, mixture of two or more metals, metal and a non-metal. So it can be a mixture of two metals together, or it can be a mixture of a metal and non-metal. Ultimately, the reason for the combination of the two metals together, or one metal or a non-metal, in order to remove corrosion. Okay. Lot of examples are there of alloys, student, like brass is there, steel is there, stainless steel is there, then bronze is there, magnesium is there. These are what examples of alloys.